Now let me be clear, I don't typically review games. Hell, I don't even do anything outside of Deep Rock Galactic on this channel. But baby oh baby, is this game worth talking about for a minute. This game has recently put me in a social headlock. I've spent the last 4 days playing and have clocked over I don't even know how many hours. It's taking over my life. I've lost all control, and I might as well talk about what's happening and why. Satisfactory is a game defined as a base-building, open-world, automation crafting game with mild exploration and combat. And I'm gonna warn you right now before playing that if you enjoy free time, you should avoid this game at all costs. You will not stop. I nearly starved to death at my desktop when I realized I'd been playing for 16 hours straight with no breaks for food. I was too busy creating the most ungodly, inefficient factory known to man. I can't even tell you what's happening in this absolute clusterfuck of machinery and belts anymore. All I know is that material goes in, material comes out. But well, how did I get here? Let's go back. Starting a new game, you choose one of 4 starting biomes. You'll watch a brief introduction and land on an alien world, ready to be conquered by the Industrial Revolution.
Remember, efficiency first. Godspeed.
To start, you must do everything by hand. Scan for some iron, mine some out, make ingots, make some plates, a little bit of rods, and then you'll be able to make a portable miner. The portable miner will get iron ore for you while you're busy crafting other stuff. Smelter's unlocked, automatic ingots, but it needs power, so grab some wooden leaves and fuel your biogenerator on the back of your hub. But that's a lot of stuff to craft, right? Well, let's get a machine down to do some of that for you. Feed it into the crafter with a conveyor belt and you've got automatic crafting materials. But it needs somewhere to go, so let's get an inventory down. And congratulations, you're now trapped. The game has dug its claws into your metaphorical neck and you'll now metaphorically bleed out all your free time over the metaphorical ground. It starts very simple, but eventually you'll unlock more complex recipes requiring more complex materials. The veins that you're mining from for these materials are infinite, meaning as long as you have power, which too can be automated with coal, it'll run and produce forever. Speaking of, early game automated power requires coal, a fairly basic but uncommon resource. The closest ore vein near my base in the desert was over 2,000 meters away and on top of a mountain. So naturally, I built an elaborate superhighway up the mountain for tractors to drive up and deliver a constant flow to my main base. Only to realize not 2 milestones later that a upgraded vehicle would be available but wouldn't fit in my double-lane highway. The goal of this game is to complete the space elevator for some reason I forgot and produce enough materials to satisfy your building needs. And oh boy, is building in this game satisfying. Using Zoop mode, you can just zoop buildables like walls and floors to lay out items efficiently and quickly. For more complex builds that you might want, you have access to something called the Blueprint Creator, which allows for time-consuming builds to be placed much faster. Here's a segment I used for the tractor highway. If it isn't already clear, I do not have a degree in engineering. If you really wanted to, you could spend the extra time making your factory 100% efficient by doing the math and carefully planning out what part gets made where. I am not that guy. I have the patience of a pigeon and will slap down machines anywhere that fits, even if it shouldn't, because this game is very lenient about clipping. As long as it works, you can place it. Fighting placement rules is probably one of the worst parts of base building games in general, but this game just shrugs it off and says, if you want it there so bad, then go ahead. Sometimes the milestone to complete just requires you to wait for the item to be produced, and efficiency can't really be boosted any further. So it's a good thing that there are many smaller distraction things to do in the game. Exploring the environment and combat can net you some nice goodies, from crafting materials, hard drives for alternative crafting recipes, and power slugs. Power slugs are the main reward here since you can craft them into power cells used to overclock all your machinery, improving speeds at the cost of extra power consumption. Using it on a generator just makes it consume fuel faster but output more energy. These power slugs are like all over the fucking place. I always get like 20 or 30 power cells from going out to explore just for a little bit. I feel I should mention here that the map is not randomly generated, so you'll find these micro puzzles around like gas hazards and breakable rocks for later. Combat's pretty alright too. At the start you only have this tiny little taser that barely does anything, but after a few milestone tiers you'll unlock better alternatives. The boombox is an honorable mention here. It's a music player, of course, that strangely enough has a bass boost button. It doesn't do much damage, but it instantly clears out these little swarmer flies from the spawning enemies, and it's very useful. I just felt like I wanted to mention it real quick. And you can play music along from a few other games that Coffee Stain Studios published, like Goat Simulator, and oh my god, they published Deep Rock Galactic. Please add DRG to the boombox, I am begging you. At least Robot Getaway. I want to bass boost that song, please. There's a lot more to talk about in Satisfactory for sure, like the jetpack, monorail trains, and nuclear power. But I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even made it that far yet. I've put 40 or so hours in this save alone and still haven't completed Phase 3. For this reason, I feel I have to mention that the game is inherently grindy, but that's kind of what you ask for in a game like this. It might be because of my inefficient designs, but who can really tell? And even though it may not look like it, this game is still in early access, meaning incomplete features and work in progress items. But even for $30, I'd still say that this is very much worth the money right now, and I'm super excited to see what future updates look like next. Ciao.